Welcome, everybody, to the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. Darryl Smart along with you for this Northern Premier Hockey League Metropolitan Conference Championship Series is now down to an elimination game. Welcome to game number 4 here on Six Nations of the Grand River between the Six Nations Ironmen and the Alvinston Killer Bees. Friday night, the Killer Bees took a 3-2 stranglehold in this best-of-7 series with a home ice victory by a score of 4-2 over the Ironmen on Friday night. Joseph Raymakers made 31 stops. He was the first star of the game. Caden Faulkner had 1 goal to lead the way. It was Caden Faulkner, Cameron Krupa, Jamie Shafsma, and Grant Spence scoring for the Killer Bees, while Terry Bridgeland and Tyler Hill, had the goals for the Ironmen. Starting goaltenders for you in this game number 4, the same as game number 3 on Friday night. To our right, wearing the yellow for the Alvinston Killer Bees, it's Joseph Raymakers. He's had a spectacular postseason at 10-0-0, and his only blemish was an overtime loss against the Strathroy Jets. He's got a sparkling 2.43 goals against average and a 9.32 save percentage. We're set to go down to the other end. No surprise, Chris Harebeck, who has been one of the MVPs for this Six Nations Ironman team, and game number 4 is off and going. Of course, Harebeck, 7-4 record. He's got a 269 goals against average and a 932 save percentage. And away we go. The puck is dumped down in the Ironman zone, picked up by the Killer Bees. McEwen, when there's a wrister, that one hit Sukal in the side of the head. You could see the sportsmanship on McEwen looking over to Sukal to see if he was okay as the puck goes down deep into the Alvinston end. Thompson with it. He breaks over the center line and dumps it in for Jake Brown. Ironman try to get the puck out. Puck's deep into the neutral zone here. So dump in by the Killer Bees. Some keys for this one. The Ironmen just have to play clean hockey. As simple as that. They just mistake-free hockey and keep doing what they're doing. Chris Harebeck has to be on top of his game. It's Theo Hill with the big first shot of the game for the Ironmen, and Joseph Raymakers with the save. But yeah, the Ironmen just have to play simple hockey, keep it simple, play physical, knock the puck off, use that strong cycle game they have, and try and make sure that they don't allow the Killer Bees to have any of those backdoor chances that they like to have and are oh so good at. McGowan setting up shop in behind the net, behind Raymakers. He's got to outlet past the Slaggers, and that puck dances off the stick of Lamoureux and heads into the Six Nations Ironman bench. Killer Bees strategy pretty simple. Keep doing what they're doing. They've played a great brand of hockey all season long. They've been very consistent. And you just have to keep that consistency up. And again, they're so deep at the forward, at the defense, and especially in goal with Raymakers and Fulcher. Killer Bees win the draw. That's Lovey. He's going to try and stretch it out. Now Spence has it down the left side. Spence, he's going to curl around the Ironman net, looking for someone to drop it off to. He's going to get himself offside and have to regroup because no one was moving for him to pass it to. Shafsma's pass intercepted and dumped down into the Killer Bee zone. Sukal has it now. There's a shot. Looked for the tip from Farmer. He got a stick on it on the rebound, and both stops by Raymakers. But yeah, expect the goaltenders duel here, folks. Goals have been a premium in this series. And it's great to see this Six Nations Sports and Memorial Cultural Center packed today. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to Jay Smart and the Music Man talking about the 50-50. I'd love to see what the 50-50 is going to be. There's a big booming shot off the captain, Mitch Green, and easily handled by Raymakers. And that's what the Ironmen have to do. They have to just get that puck on net. Never know what happens. Game 2 here, that's what happened. They're just putting pucks on net and making things happen. Wright wins the draw. The Killer Bees break out of their own zone here. Wright grabs it again. He's tripped up by Ratchford as Ratchford controls the puck in the neutral zone. Ratchford attempts to dump it in and is checked off the puck by Faulkner. As the neutral zone action continues here, and Faulkner's just going to try and dump it in, and it gets into the chest of Ratchford as the Ironmen look to break out here. Stretch pass from Green. Intercepted. Green has a stick on it once again, gets it out of the Ironman zone. And now the Killer Bees regroup themselves in the neutral zone area. Pass attempt to Theo Hill. That one goes through Theo's stick off the pass from Green, and it goes all the way down. Got the curling brooms out. And again, hats off to the Alvinston Killer Bees. They travel well. They had the fan bus here, and the place is packed. Plenty of people from community here. Theo Hill wins the draw. He's going to keep it himself and go in behind the net. Anderson with it, tries to chip it out to Bridgeland, but gets a second shot at it, and Ratchford collects it along the blue line, but Theo Hill was already, I would say, a step and a half ahead. And we've got another offside here. Hill and McEwen on the draw here as the linesman pump the brakes here on the face-off. McEwen wins the draw, but Tyler Hill, there's the big shot. I believe it's Tyler Hill's birthday as well. Theo Hill's birthday, sorry. Theo, Tyler, Kessler, Sky up front, Sukal, and Jake Brown in the offensive zone for the Ironmen. Puck along the boards as McEwen grabs it. He's going to dump it in hard onto Hrebeck. And Hrebeck's going to hold on to that one. And we're going to have another face-off, this time to the left of number 31 in red. Lamoureux wins the draw. There's a quick shot. Deflected right in front of Hrebeck. We've got ourselves another icing call. Killer Bees are going to have Jacob Chandler take the draw this time, and he's going to go up against Kessler Sky. We got ourselves another stoppage here. The linesman pumping the brakes that time. 50-50, won by the Ironmen as he attempted clear, failed, and there's a shot from the blue line off the stick of Brennan Feasy. And that one's handled by Hrebeck rather easily. Chandler and Sky on the draw. 16 minutes to go here in the first period here. There's a shot, that one from Feasy, handled by Hrebeck, and the rebound cleared out, and the Ironmen break into the Killer Bees zone. There's a quick shot from the birthday boy, Theo Hill, and a nice save by Raymakers. Jay Smart, the public address announcer, announcing It is Theo's birthday. Mitch Brown, Grant Spence on the draw. Spence wins that one cleanly as the Killer Bees break out of their own zone here. King gets through traffic and then gets into the Ironman zone, and the puck knocked off him. And Hopkins tries to clear it to Skylar Thomas. Spence to Gagne. Gagne, another shot. That one stopped by the pad. Take a look at that one. On the replay, Gagne with a nice little cut up the middle, a nice quick shot. Easily handled by Harebek on that one. Shout out to all those that are watching. I know we can't bring you the games live and online, but we're doing the next best thing thanks to the speed of the internet here, and thanks for watching. Well, Amaru wins the draw on that one. Sorry, Chandler does. Steve Laforme tries to chip it out. That one stopped by the Killer Bees and dumped right back in. Brendan Anderson with it. He's good across the blue line. Wind up shot. There's a nice pad save. Down to the other end by Joseph Raymakers. That's a tough shot to stop. Lamoureux tries to get a handle on it, and in the corner is checked off the puck by Mitch Green. And Bridgeland with another check, and Steve Laforme knocked down. So a couple of bodies knocked down. We've got ourselves the game's first penalty. That's going to be Craig Wright on the trip. So Craig Wright going to the penalty box for tripping here. Just over 14 and a half to go here in the first period. Got ourselves a scoreless hockey game so far. McEwen, Theo Hill on the draw. First power play for the Ironmen. See how they do here as the puck deep into the Killer Bees zone thanks to the face-off win by McEwen. McGowan with it now. Crosses into the Ironman zone and dumps it in for Ratchford. Ratchford and Sukal. Hand it off to Theo. Now to Sky. Sky, he's going to try and find Theo, who's in behind the net with the puck now. Theo tips it for Sky, but can't get a handle on it as Sleggers gets it, and the Killer Bees dump it down and do a nice job of killing off some precious seconds off this penalty to King. Tyler Hill now with it. He's going to try and sauce it to the birthday boy. But that intercepted and dumped back down into the Ironman zone. Sukal breaking out of his own end. He's got Anderson with him now, up to Tyler Hill. Tyler, he's going to tip it in. Anderson rims it around to Laforme. Laforme in the corner, centers it. Tried to find Bridgeland and Sukal, but neither one of them could get wood on it. Collect the puck and regain possession in the neutral zone. Bridgeland crosses the blue line. Oh, so close, but looked like Anderson was knocked offside on that one. And we've got ourselves another whistle, this time just outside the blue line in the Alvinston zone. Laforme and McEwen on the draw. McEwen wins it again. He's been rock solid on the draw as he dumps it all the way down, and Ratchford rims it around for Green. Green's going to set up shot for Ratchford. He's going to set this power play up. There's 29 seconds to go in the man advantage. Raymakers trouble playing the puck as Bridgeland now has it on the blue line. Bridgeland harassed by Thompson as Harebek's going to play it and try to stretch past to Anderson. Laforme to Anderson. Anderson couldn't get a handle on it as Thompson has it once again. Chandler shot and saved by Harebek. Great puck movement on both sides of the... It's just getting that sustained momentum into the offensive zone here as Chandler takes the draw with Mitch Brown. Brown wins the draw this time. Sukal crosses the blue line. He's going to try and snap it in. There's Brown with it. He reaches in. As Raymaker's helmet comes off, as Mitch Brown cuts in for the scoring opportunity. We'll take a look at that one. Looked like an innocent play, but Mitch Brown, number 10, had a full head of steam here, just cutting through traffic. Nice move and a nice save by Raymakers. But Raymakers' lid comes off. So Mitch Brown and Chandler on the draw here, deep into the Alvinston zone. Another 50-50. With Alvinston gaining advantage in behind the net. Lamoureux, he's going to toss it back. Slaggers has it along the boards. Slaggers out to Lamoureux. Lamoureux, he's going to break out of his own zone and try and hand it over to Chandler, but couldn't. Lamoureux still battling for the puck with Farmer, and now Chandler has it along the boards. Chandler spins, Lamoureux with it. There's a shot from Slaggers off the boards. That was a design play for Thompson. You could see Slaggers was trying to, knowing the boards here, again, Slaggers from Port Dover, knowing the boards here, Six Nations tried to get that carom, and Thompson tried to get the rebound, but no can do on that as the puck goes deep into the Alvinston end. Raymakers plays it. There's a quick shot from an odd angle from Sukal, easily handled by Raymakers. McGowan tries to go through the traffic but can't. And we've got another stoppage in play and back to 5-on-5 action here. So first penalty kill successful by the Alvinston Killer Bees. Back to 5-on-5 action. Draw won by the Killer Bees once again this time. It was Craig Wright. Wright in behind the net trying to break it in. There's a shot and a goal! Cameron Krupa with the goal. And the Alvinston Killer Bees strike first in this game number 4. And you can see Craig Wright in behind the net here trying to get it out. And Cam Krupa right in the slot there chips it just between the wickets of Horebeck. And the Alvinston Killer Bees now lead 1-0, 11 minutes to go here in the first period. Krupa, the last goal scorer, across the blue line looking for more, dumps it in. Wright knocked off the puck by Ratchford as Ratchford tries to go high off the glass, but that attempt thwarted. Tyler Hill dumps it out into the Killer Bees zone as Kessler Sky with a full steam ahead action there as he tried to beat a pair of Killer Bees defenders. Anderson tried to find Ratchford, and that's one thing about game number 3. The Killer Bees did a really nice job of keeping Brendan Anderson, one of the top scorers for this Ironman team, off the score sheet. Oh, there's a quick pass from Couteau to Thompson, but that one was thwarted. McGowan clears the puck out, and now Thompson has McEwen with him. Thompson sauces him, he gets a shot, scores! And the Alvinston Killer Bees strike once again. This time off the stick of James McEwen. And now they lead 2-0. Taking a look at the replay on this one. And again, nice breakout pass. They've done a really nice job on the 2-on-1 here. Just a nice pass by Thompson to McEwen. McEwen didn't make a mistake. That's a tough shot for Horebeck to stop. on the 2-on-1. He did everything he could on that one. And McEwen has given the Killer Bees a 2-0 lead here as the Alvinston fans are loud. Very quiet so far. Quiet crowd here at the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center after those two quick goals. 9:37 to go here in the first period. A pair of goals back-to-back by the Killer Bees, and they lead by a score to 2-0 here as Brown and Spence on the draw. Brown wins the draw. Hopkins with the shot. That one just goes tipping wide. Farmer in behind the net, try to battle with Slegers. Slegers comes out with the puck, and he's going to outlet pass. No, he's going to keep it himself. He tried to find Spence, but couldn't. And Sukal now chips it out to Farmer. Farmer dumps it in. Raymaker's forced to play it. The Killer Bees looking to strike once again here. Spence out with the left side as the puck rimmed around for Gagne. Brown. Drop pass to Sukal, who's going to stretch things out to Kessler. Sky, who's rocked hard by Jamie Shapsma. The Sky, he's going to hand it off to Ratchford, who has to rim it all the way around. And Theo Hill is going to break it out with a pass to his brother Tyler. Tyler brings it in. There's the shot. Rebound comes out. And Theo with it. A nice series there by the Hill brothers. As we look at the replay on that, is Tyler Hill with the nice shot. Rebound comes out, and both Hills swarming in the goal mouth area, but Joseph Raymakers makes a pair of nice saves here to preserve the 2-goal lead. Ironmen with the draw win, trying to make something with it, and there's a shot from the blue line from Green. We got ourselves a penalty here. Looks like Brendan Anderson going to the penalty box. We'll take a look at the replay here. It looked like Brendan Anderson was just trying to stick check the Killer Bees defender, who was trying to get a handle on the puck. Looked like the Killer Bees defender there lost his footing. And now we've got ourselves a power play for the away team. There's a shot from the point. Rebound swallowed up by Lamoureux. There's a shot through things from Chandler. And that goes through everybody's feet. Puck along the boards to McEwen. He's got one out to King. King to McEwen. McEwen, he's going to wrist that one. That one off a Terry Bridgeland stick. Puck deep into the Ironman zone. King with it. There's a soft wrist shot, guided away as there's another quick shot from McEwen off the boards, handled nicely by Hrebeck as the Ironmen clear it out. King, he's going to circle around, try to make things happen here. As McEwen now has it. McEwen, he's going to drop it back. This time to Feezy. Feezy's trying to center it. Lamoureux, there's a shot from Chandler and a good glove save. A hot shot from Chandler and a save by Hrebeck. Chandler again on the out to Feezy. Feezy, he's going to try and find McEwen. As the puck comes out and Terry Bridgeland with it. Bridgeland off the blue line. He tries to avoid the hip check from Chandler as the puck goes deep into the Killer Bees zone. Feezy with it. He's going to spin around. He's checked by Ratchford, who is then checked by Lamoureux. Puck deep in the neutral zone as the Killer Bees try to regroup things out again. Spence and Slegers try to regroup things with the 2-goal lead here. Taking their time, Slegers, he's going to cross the red line as the Killer Bees penalty comes to an end. There's a stretch pass intended for Hill, but couldn't connect on that one. As Raymakers heads it out to Spence. Spence tries to find Couteau. Well, Spence with it again. Spence breaking in behind. Dropped it back to Couteau. That one just goes wide as Couteau has it again. Couteau to Slegers. Quick dump in to Thompson. Is Theo with it now? Theo's got Hopkins and Sky with him. Theo saw Sky, tried to center it, but that one couldn't make it through the maze of Killer Bees. It's the puck in behind the net. Theo knocked off the puck by Slegers. Thompson with it. He's going to try and find Wright, who's in behind the net. Wright, he tried to feed, but couldn't. So McGowan now has it, dumps it in behind the net. Mitch Brown along the boards to Hopkins. Hopkins gets back to Brown. So he's going to cross in across the blue line and dump it in hard to Raymakers. Raymakers forced to play. As the Killer Bees try to play it out but can't get rid of it as Raymakers plays it again. And Farmer in behind the net. Farmer tries to drop it back to the point, but Mitch Green couldn't get a handle on it as Faulkner has it now. Faulkner to Krupa. Krupa tried centering, couldn't find anybody, but a red sweater as Bridgeland tries to shoot and loses his stick. And did he just take the defenseman's stick? As Farlow lost his stick, it looked like Bridgeland lost it as well. As Spence now all alone. Spence shot save by Harebek. That was a strange series down to the other end, but another solid save by Harebek. Spence loses it, and Anderson drops it back to Laforme. Laforme out to DeCare. Damon DeCare with the shot. Rebound comes out just in front of the pad of Raymakers, but the officials didn't see it. And we've got ourselves a face-off to the left of Raymakers, just to the right of us. It's going to be McEwen and Laforme on the draw. Ironmen have Laforme, Tyler Hill, Brendan Anderson, DeCare, and Sukal out there now. McEwen has King, Lovey, Couteau, and Thompson with him. As Anderson in behind the net. He tried to center it. As Tyler gets a stick on it. That one just goes wide to the side of the net. As Couteau picks it up and tries to clear. And does successfully. Dump in by the Killer Bees. First man in is Couteau. He's met by Sukal. Thompson checked off the puck and passes it out to King, who dumps it in. Sukal picks it up. He's got Anderson breaking out of the zone. Anderson, he's good across the blue line. Tried to feed to Tyler Hill, who missed the pass on that one. Hill tried to find Anderson. Sukal with it. Sukal gets the rebound in behind the net. Tyler with it now. He's going to feed it to Ratchford, who fires it on the one time, but couldn't connect. Laforme has Hill. Tyler, shot, rebound, and Sukal with the shot, and another nice save by Joseph Raymakers. Couteau all alone. Couteau's turn. Dekes him in and out. Oh my! Clip that, folks! Oh my, oh my, oh my. Holy moly. As Chris Harebek absolutely robs Couteau. Teams, look at that. Oh boy, oh boy. What a save by Chris Harebek, who again, like much of the playoffs so far, has given the Ironmen a chance to strike. He's given them a chance to win, and again, just another example off the stick of Couteau this time. Boy, oh boy. That was the save of the year, folks. Pretty safe to say. Feezy has it, shoots it, Can't break the seal off the post from Hrebeck as the Ironmen come back in. Bridgeland tries to find Theo. Theo in behind the net, has Sky with him. They're going to cross stars. Theo tried to find Bridgeland but couldn't as McGowan now has it and breaks out. Feezy back to McGowan. He's going to spin and try and center but couldn't find Feezy. Theo back with it. He's got Sky. Sky tries to get a handle on it but is knocked off the puck by Lamoureux. Raymakers, he's going to dump it back to Sleggers. Tries to break out pass, but that's intercepted by Hill. Theo with the shot. That one from up top. Easily handled by the chest of Raymakers. Boy, oh boy, we've got a little bit of everything in this first period, folks. As we take a breather here, a minute, just under, or just over a minute and a half to go in this one. Sukal shot into the crease area. Loose. Brown. Farmer tried to get a handle on it. Farmer keeps it. Drops it back to Brown. Brown shot scores! Off the stick of Farmer. And the Ironmen strike and make it a one-goal game off the stick of Farmer. Great drop pass out back, and that's all they want to do. That shot by Jake Brown off the point, and that's all they're trying to do. Get shots on net, try to create traffic, try to get a misdirect somewhere. And that's where they got the misdirect on that one. Is Brock Farmer with the goal. And the Killer Bees lead cut to 2-1 now. Just to remember that big save by Hrebeck. Could be a 2-goal lead right now, but instead it is only one with a minute to go here in the first period. McEwen drops it back to Thompson. Thompson in behind. He's rocked hard by Farmer, the last goal scorer, doing a little bit of everything. A little back checking, a little scoring. Brown, Thompson, meet. Farmer grabs again. He's going to try and dump it out, and is successful at that is Mitch Brown, smallest guy on the ice. Just knocked down Thompson, who's heading to the bench. It looks like he's favoring his arm there. Feezy tried to clear. Unsuccessfully as Laforme has it. Laforme tries to center it out off the stick of Raymakers. Scramble in the goal mouth areas. Anderson and Couteau have some words down to the other end. As Couteau dumped the puck, Anderson had some words for Couteau, and Couteau again had some words for him as well, as the two are pushed off away from each other as both teams head to their respective benches. After 20 minutes of play here, we got ourselves a doozy here, folks. We've got the Alvinston Killer Bees 2, the Six Nations Ironmen 1. Let's reset this. Shots on net in the first period. Just waiting for the computer here to go around. Last time I looked at the computer, it said 19-18 shots on net. And of course my computer is spinning around, so we'll just reset the first period when the second period begins and when my computer gets back to normal here. But after 20 minutes of play, it is the Alvinston Killer Bees 2, the Six Nations Ironmen 1. Thank you again for joining us here on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page, and we will see you when the second period begins. Welcome back to the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. Darryl Smart along with you for this game number 4 of the Northern Premier Hockey League Metropolitan Conference Championship Series. Heading into game 4, the Alvinston Killer Bees with a 3-2 advantage. They have an opportunity with a victory today here on Six Nations at the Grand River to hoist the Apex Cup, the very first ever Apex Cup, the very first ever Metropolitan Conference Championship. So lots of history possibly being made, lots of history being made in this series to begin with. And of course the Six Nations Ironmen in their inaugural season, their first time back in Senior A hockey since the late 90s when the Oswego River Hawks graced the ice here. First period, let's recap that now that the computer's working. The gerbils were at work and everything spun out here as Cam Krupa, James McEwen with the goals. 1 minute apart to give the Killer Bees a 2-0 lead. And of course Brock Farmer with that redirect off a Jake Brown shot to make it a 2-1 game late in the first period. Shots on net 19-13 in favor of the Ironmen. So Joseph Raymakers has been sharp, as has Chris Horebeck, who had possibly made the save of the season and the save of the year, quite frankly, with that stretch on the breakaway from Coutu. Second period action underway as Coutu, the aforementioned Brandon Coutu, dumps it in. Puck in the neutral zone as Coutu collects again, hands it off to McEwen. McEwen tried to find Coutu but couldn't. Laforme now picks it up. He's going to reset it back to the defense led by Jake Brown. Got ourselves a glove pass and a stoppage in play. I think with the lack of stoppages is in the advantage of the Six Nations Ironmen. Again, we've said it all along this season. One thing that they do have, they just have this free-flowing style of hockey. And when they're able to stretch the ice out, get their speed going, that's when they get other teams in trouble. So the fewer face-offs, the better for this Ironman team as Lamoureux leads the way. Slegers shot tipped by Lamoureux, collected by Horebeck, and we've got ourselves another face-off, and it looked like Jake Brown and Terry Bridgeland grabbed Lamoureux, made sure that he didn't bump into Horebeck. Chandler Theo Hill on the draw here to the left of Horebeck. There's a quick shot. That one from Feezy. Karam's off the boards and dumped in. McGowan, he's going to get it to Chandler. Chandler all over the blue line. His shot blocked by Jake Brown as Theo Hill has it. Theo out to Bridgeland, and Bridgeland tried to get a handle on it but couldn't. And now McGowan and the Killer Bees come down the other end. McGowan, there's a shot. He was crossing to his left and shot right. That's always a tough shot to stop, but that went wide as McGowan picks it up again. Chandler tried to curl out and break the seal of Horebeck, but couldn't as Lamoureux tries to center things. Theo hands it off to Bridgeland. Bridgeland's going to cross over to the blue line. Hands it over to Kessler Sky, who is upended by Josh Slegers. We'll look at the replay on this one, and it looks like Slegers is going to go to the box. I'm going to think that's a tripping call. Hooking. Nonetheless, that's Josh Slegers heading to the bench or the penalty box. And here's the replay right here as Slegers hauls down Bridgeland. So like the first period, the Ironmen with the first power play of the period for the second period now is Laforme and Spence exchange pleasantries with their stick in the faceoff circle here. LaForme wins the draw. Green keeps the puck in as Ratchford now has it. Out to Tyler, now to Green. Green shot, that one tried to get deflected by LaForme as he was streaking in, but a save by Raymakers. Ratchford, one time for Green, rebound. And Raymakers with another stop as Steve LaForme on the doorstep. Couldn't get enough wood on the rebound as Raymakers had the pad there as he's pointing to the linesman. Says the face-off should be to the left of Raymakers, but it is to the right of him, to the left of us on your screen as Spence and LaForme go at it again in the face-off dot, and that puck rimmed around by the Killer Bees. Ratchford, closely watched by Thompson. Ratchford, he's going to break out of his own zone with a pass to Brendan Anderson. Anderson on the left side. He's got a hard dump in, picked up by LaForme. LaForme into the corner, looking to make something happen here, and some open ice as LaForme picks it up again, plays catch with Ratchford. Ratchford up the middle, he's going to dump it in. That one just wide of Raymakers as the puck directed into the corner. Battle along the boards, Spence Sukol. Picked up by Ratchford. Ratchford's going to center it. There's a one-time from LaForme. And a save by Raymakers. As Raymakers kind of looked behind him, made sure with the glove that he had it. Here's the replay on that one. Just simple one-time, try to get Raymakers going side to side. So Kessler, Sky, Bridgeland, Theo Hill on the power play up front with Ratchford and Sukol on the point. Ratchford, there's a shot off the blocker of Raymakers as Ratchford dumps it in on the backhand. Puck in the corner to the left of Raymakers. Dump or a clearing attempt blocked by Ratchford and kept in. Bridgeland with it. Bridgeland, there's a tip from Sky and a nice save by Raymakers. Theo out to Ratchford. Now to Sukol. He's going to look. He's going to shoot it. There's a hard shot. That one, rebound, comes out. And again, Raymakers with the paddle down to cover up that lower end of the net. As Kessler, Sky, and Terry Bridgeland were right there to try to collect the trash and try and tuck it home. But Joseph Raymakers with another pair of saves as he's racking up that stat in the stave department. 10 seconds to go in the Ironman man advantage as Ratchford keeps it in deep. Dumped all the way down by the Killer Bees and picked up by Horebeck, and he's going to hand it off to Sukol. Back to 5-on-5 action. Another successful penalty kill by the Killer Bees as Ratchford now crosses over to the blue line. There's a shot off the toe pad of Raymakers, and the rebound comes all the way out to Craig Wright. Wright, he's hauled down by Sky as there's a delayed penalty on the call. There's a quick shot, and that one off the stick of Feezy. Blocked by Theo Hill as we've got a meeting of the minds, and Ratchford and Craig Wright exchanging words just to the right of Chris Horebeck, and it looks like it's going to be Kessler Sky going into the penalty box. Take a look at the replay on that one. 2 minutes for tripping to Kessler Sky as there's the big rebound from Raymakers who gets it out to Craig Wright. And again, stick check on the puck, but it was just enough to knock right off the puck. And now the Killer Bees go to work on the power play. There's a one-time shot off the stick of Feezy and a save by Horebeck. So about 15 and change to go here in the second period. Killer Bees on the power play, trying to set up shop here in the neutral zone. The Ironmen doing a nice job of kind of clogging things up here, trying to kill this penalty off. McEwen shot, that one off the foot of DeCare, and Horebeck had to be sharp on that one as Farmer tries to clear it. McEwen again, shot that one off the shoulder of Horebeck, and he's going to cover it up. And again, to be an effective penalty killing team, one of your best penalty killers sometimes has to be your goaltender. And in this case, Chris Horebeck has been just that for the Six Nations Ironmen here. Chandler and Theo on the draw as the scrum ensues and won by the Killer Bees. King spins around, hands it off to McEwen. He's going to shoot it through a maze of sticks that gets tipped up. Lamoureux in behind the net, looking to center, but only has Chandler cruising in. Chandler with it. He's going to one-touch pass to McEwen, who dumps it in. Lamoureux in behind the net, looking for a one-time offering. Is King, he's going to lose it. And now Theo Hill with it. Theo all alone, shot, and a big save by Raymakers. There's another shot and tipped as we've got ourselves another delayed call. And another tripping penalty, this time to Jeff King. So with 27 seconds remaining in the Kessler Sky penalty, looks like Feezy heading to the penalty box on the trip as we look at the replay here. Theo Hill all alone. Ironman on the power play here. Back to live action as McGowan drops it back to Spence. Oh no, that's Jeff King going to the box. I saw an 8. Thought I saw another number connected to the jersey, but obviously not. So King in the penalty box as Ratchford crosses the blue line. Ratchford, big shot and save by Raymakers. As he discusses with the official, because it looked like Raymakers wanted to play the puck after making the save, but the quick whistle thwarted that effort off the glove of Raymakers. Bridgeland wins the draw. Ratchford goes out to Sukal. Sukal back to Theo. Theo to Ratchford. Ratchford out to Theo. There's a one-time shot off the skate of McEwen. Anderson in behind the net. Out to Sukal. Back to Theo. Theo, there's a shot through the maze. And that one looked like it got Bridgeland off the hand. Centering pass. There's a shot from Sukal. That just goes off the net. There's plenty of scoring chances by the Ironmen, but Joseph Raymakers with another save. And again, Joseph Raymakers, he played in that clinching game, I believe, against the Strathroy Jets and was absolutely outstanding. And of course, the hardest victory to get in any series is the one when you're trying to close things out. And Raymakers very successful so far this season in doing that. LaForme and Chandler on the draws. LaForme has it and drops it back to Sukal. 57 seconds remain in the man advantage for the Ironmen. LaForme tries to come out, stuff it past Raymakers, but can't. As Chandler grabs it, and he's going to dump it down to Horebeck, who's going to decide to just hand it off to Brendan Anderson. Theo Hill racing in with the puck down the left side in behind the net. Theo head up, full head of steam. He drops it back to Sukal and then to Anderson. Anderson, he tried to find Theo, who was streaking in, but couldn't connect on that. Hill again, Theo with it. Theo, he's going to spin off and hand it over to Ratchford. Ratchford to Theo. Theo, he's going to lose a handle on it as Spence now with it. Spence in pursuit. Spence tries to put it through the wickets of Horebeck. And boy, oh boy, folks, Chris Horebeck with his second huge breakaway save of this game. Theo just loses the puck. And again, taking full advantage Tried to slip it through the pads of Horebek, but Horebek with that nice butterfly. Boy, oh boy, Chris Horebek has made I don't know how many fantastic stops during this playoff. None bigger than that one, or none prettier than that one in the first period, but none bigger right now. Trailing 1 goal to the Killer Bees, and with the man advantage. So, big penalty kill saved by Horebek as the puck goes down deep in the Killer Bees zone. Hopkins tries to get it to Farmer. Farmer took a whack at it, but couldn't connect as Lovey has it and is met by Hopkins. Brown and Hopkins grinding it out with Lovey and Spence as the Killer Bees come out with it. Spence, he's got Gagne with him. Spence going to call his own number. Shoot the puck on net. And a nice save by Chris Horebek. Did I hear that correctly? $2,400 so far in the 50-50. So giant crowd on hand here. And it's great to see big crowds in both barns during this Metropolitan Conference Championship Series, the Apex Cup. Of course, props to the Alvinston Killer Bees. They brought a whole busload of people here. They not only travel well, but they fill the barn in Alvinston. And again, tip of the cap to the group putting together the broadcasts in Alvinston. And tip of the cap to all the broadcasting crews all across the NPHL and the Metropolitan Conference for bringing you all this NPHL action to you online. It's been great to do for the Ironmen all season. Hopefully we can continue along with that as Killer Bees with a shot. That one off the stick of Brendan Feasy, handled easily by Horebek. But yeah, props to the Alvinston Killer Bees group that put together the broadcast of their games. Strathroy, Woodstock also doing their games. There's a stretch pass intended for Anderson, but couldn't connect. And a little bit of an argument from Mitch Green to the linesman saying that went through and might have hit a skate blade on that stretch pass to Anderson instead of being called on the icing. He was hoping that it was a dump and hitting someone's stick. Chandler and LaForme on the face-off dot. LaForme wins the draw, but Lamoureux picks it up in behind the net. Lamoureux, he's going to blow a wheel and wipe out. As Mitch Green picks it up, tries to break out pass to Tyler Hill. Battle along the blue line. Back to 5-on-5 action as Sleggers played the puck along the blue line. McGowan out to Chandler. Chandler, he's going to cross over to the blue line, pass it over to Lamoureux. Lamoureux with the shot. That one whistled hard off the shoulder of Chris Horebek and into the netting. And a great help from Brennan Feasy trying to get that loose puck that was in the netting and hand it off to the official. And we're going to have ourselves another face-off, this time to the right of Horebek. Killer Bees win the draw. Right now has it. Spins off a check as Sukal battles in behind the net with Faulkner. Sukal battling hard, tries to get the puck out, but can't. Krupa now with it. Krupa loses it, and he's going to. His right picks it up and dumps it right back in. Right on top of the face-off circle. As Krupa avoids the check from Bridgeland. Couldn't avoid Kessler Sky this time as he loses the puck in behind the net. Craig Wright with the shot. There's the rebound. That one in the goal mouth area. As Horebek tried to get a paw on it. Couldn't get his glove on the puck, but the puck avoided the red line as the Killer Bees. Faulkner leads the way with the backhand. That one chipped up by Brown. Battle ensues in behind to the left of Horebek. There's a shot from Wright. That one goes wide and rims around the boards. Faulkner in behind the net. Faulkner, he's going to try and tuck it home. Seal made by Horebeck and the save made. Ironmen try to chip it out and are successful in doing so, but the Killer Bees get possession of the puck and regroup, coming out, starting by Jeff King. Puck loose, picked up by Hopkins. He loses it to Thompson. Thompson in behind. Thompson tried to wrap around, but couldn't, as Horebeck got there just in time. That's the second or third attempt on the wraparound on Horebeck. But he's been up to task on each and every time as Bridgeland rims it around, and the Killer Bees really swarming the Ironman zone right now. Green tries to hand it off to Farmer and does, but is knocked off by Couteau. Thompson with it. He's got Couteau with him. There's a shot. Paddle down save by Horebeck. And the rebound comes loose and is picked up by the Alvinston Killer Bees. Thompson with it. He's going to drop it back in deep into the Ironman zone as Sukal tries to get it out. Thompson keeps it in. Tries to dump it in, but Mitch Brown's there to dump it back out. And it goes all the way down. In a much-needed wholesale change for Ryan Davis and his Six Nations Ironman team, is the Killer Bees have really swarmed in the offensive area in the last 5 minutes or so and really creating a lot of opportunity here. There's another shot and a save by Horebeck. Mitch Brown, Jacob Chandler in the draw right now. There's another draw, one by Chandler. Shot by Wright and a save by Horebeck, who looks like he's getting a little gassed here. Indeed, don't blame these goaltenders. They've seen a lot of rubber throughout the, well, Chris Horebeck has seen a lot of rubber throughout these playoffs. You got to tip your cap to him for his efforts throughout, as Mitch Brown now has it. Brown tries to cut in with the puck but loses it. That's chipped up by the Killer Bees defense. Sligers with the breakout pass. Unsuccessful as Hopkins keeps it in. Brown gets it to Farmer. He tried to spin around, couldn't get a handle on it as Green hands it off to Brown, who dumps it right back in. And the Ironmen are going to try and get some sustained offensive zone action here, but can't. Stretch pass. That one intended for Chandler, but just off the mark and all the way down for a icing call. 50-50 is over $1,500. Shots on net the second period so far, 14-11 in favor of the Killer Bees. Game total, 30-27 for the Ironmen. 6:53 to go here, second period. This is a tight hockey game, folks, with great goaltending. As Anderson takes a whack at Raymakers, and Raymakers didn't like that one as he said something to Anderson on the way. Tight hockey game. So Anderson tried to enter in, but LaForme was there a step too quick. Green, he's going to stretch it out to Anderson. Anderson busts through, tried to split the D, but couldn't. The puck comes loose. And is still loose, and now finally picked up by McGowan and the Killer Bees. Shafsma, he's going to drop it back to Spence. Spence spins it around. And out to McGowan. Back to Spence. Spence loses the puck. As Anderson on the backhand dumps it all the way down. Forces Raymakers to make the play. Ratchford now with it. He's going to cross the blue line. Has LaForme with him. LaForme tries to get it into traffic. Onto the stick of Anderson, but couldn't. Neutral zone action continues. LaForme's going to pick it up. He's going to enter in now that Bridgeland comes out. Tyler with the shot. There's the save by Raymakers. And this time Raymakers, no rebound there as Terry Bridgeland was set to pick it up. But Raymakers with the save. And there's going to be a face-off just to the left of Joseph Raymakers. 5:35 to go here, second period. Darryl Smart along with my good buddy Ben Hill. One of the best in the business, working the camera. Give him a tip of the cap all season long. And of course, had our good buddy Bruce Bennett fill in once in the blue moon as well. And my nephew Jack. But Ben, he's the man. One of the best cameramen in sport. Does a lot of Brantford Bulldog games. And he'll be working with our crew all season long in the summer. The Six Nations Chiefs. He, myself, Bruce, Mark Perry. He'll have the call in most games. Of course, he's the play-by-play guy for the Guelph Storm. So our little group will give you Six Nations Chiefs lacrosse action. And, of course, the Chiefs coming off their Man Cup again. That's going to start Victoria Day weekend on the May of the long weekend. There's a Killer Bees centering pass, an attempt shot by King, but Fan Theo, he's got scores! Kessler Sky ties it up at 2 goals apiece for the Six Nations Ironmen. Boy, oh boy, Theo Hill with the sauce pass. And Kessler Sky tucks it home. Boy, oh boy, what a play on that one. Here's the replay. Theo all alone. What patience he had. And Kessler Sky reaches right at the right moment to put it past Raymakers. And we've got ourselves a 2-2 hockey game here with 4:40 to go in the second period. Boy, oh boy. Ironman looking for more. Ratchford now with it. Ratchford, he's going to spin off into the corner. Hopkins tries to dump in. Thompson all alone. Puck just wide and too long for Thompson to get a hold of it as the Ironmen try to break out of their own end. Farmer, he's going to chip it out to Ratchford. Ratchford hands it off to Hopkins. Jukes, shot into the slot area for Brown, but Brown couldn't get a handle on it. Sukal tries to dump it in after a spin attempt, but couldn't. As McEwen now has it. McEwen, he's going to dump it in hard on Harabeck, who has to go down to his knees and direct it to Ratchford. Just under 4 to go here in the second period. Mitch Brown dumps it in for Tyler Hill. Tyler tried to find Anderson, but was met by Farlow. Tyler Hill trying to impose his will. Hands it off to Ratchford. Ratchford's going to rim it around the boards and in deep into the Killer Bees zone. Brown in behind the net, looking to make a play here. Gets it off the Green. Green along the ice. That one off the skate of Farlow as he's met up by Anderson. Feezy with it. Feezy's got, shot to goal! The Killer Bees sting with a quick one off the stick of Ethan Lamoureux. But a beautiful pass as we take a look at the replay on that one. And the Alvinston Killer Bees respond quickly and now lead 3-2. That stretch pass, that's just a beautiful, well-placed pass. And Ethan Lamoureux with the touch, the soft touch. As it looked like the Ironmen were so close to gaining a little bit of momentum. As it had been, for the most part, all Killer Bees in the second period. They've really done a great job at hemming the Ironmen in their own zone. But again, the Ironmen come back with that goal, but they also had a little bit of momentum there. But Lamoureux with the nice soft touch puts it by Harabeck, and we've got ourselves a 3-2 hockey game with just under 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Spence. Out to Shaftsma. He's going to lose the puck as Laforme now has it. Laforme. And Bridgeland chasing the puck. Covered up by Raymakers. We've had a little bit of everything in this first almost 40 minutes. I'd say 38 minutes of play. 37 and a half if you want to get right down to it. 2:38 to go here in the second period. And again, thank you very much again for joining us here on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page for Six Nations Ironman hockey all season long. Make sure you like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff for the algorithms, as we've given you Six Nations Ironman hockey all season long, and it's been an absolute pleasure to do, as we're looking to do some more. Ratchford deep in. Sky, he's going to spin around on the backhand. There's a quick pass again to Sky. He tried to go upstairs, but Raymakers got a shoulder on it. Green dumps it in, tried to get the tip from Sky. He couldn't connect as the Killer Bees come back out. Chandler centers to Lovey. He couldn't get a stick on it as Theo Hill has it now. Theo, he's going to wind out into the neutral zone. Full head of steam, drops it back to Sky. Ratchford's going to pick it up now on the blue line. He's going to dump it in. There's a redirect. Almost onto the stick of Sky, but not quite. Anderson in behind the net. Anderson tries to center it, tried to find Theo. Theo shoots. There's a save by Raymakers. Off the stick of Theo Hill. Theo dumps it in again. Tries to get it into traffic as Anderson in a collision with King. Action continues here as Theo centers it out to Green. Green off the point. There's the shot. Almost found Kessler Sky once again, but couldn't. There's a stretch pass. That one intended for Feezy off the stick of Couteau. And there's the Ironman going to stretch things out. Theo shot. That one just goes wide. As Anderson with a nifty backhand pass to him. Boy, oh boy, the action has been fast and the action has been fierce here in the second period, especially in the late going here. So it looks like Mitch Green and Sheldon Thompson exchange pleasantries as they head to the bench. 1:04 to go here in the second period. The away side, the Alvinston Killer Bees, with the 3-2 lead. There's a centering pass. Out to Slegers. Slegers has it. Out to Thompson. Thompson, he's going to shoot it. And now the Ironmen pick it up and try and break out of their own zone here, led by Farmer. 43 seconds to go here in the second period. And of course, if the Ironmen can come out on top in this game number 4, here's Slegers. Slegers' attempt failed. Farmer, he's going to battle with Slegers now, and now Couteau with it. McGowan, he's going to stop the blue line. He's going to dump it in. Easily handled by Harebeck, but collected by the Killer Bees. Mitch Brown, he's going to try and chip it out, but couldn't. So McEwen has it down on the right side. There's a McEwen shot tipped by Couteau, and that one just whistles wide. As that is the end of the second period. And after 40 minutes of play, it is the Alvinston Killer Bees 3, the Six Nations Ironmen 2. Shots on net in that second period, 16 apiece, so even period in the shots department. The Ironmen did a really nice job of countering what the Alvinston Killer Bees were throwing at them for most of that second period, and a lot of momentum carried over by the Killer Bees throughout that second period, but the Ironmen came back hard and with a pushback of their own, and of course scored a goal. We'll reset the scoring summary here in the second period. It was Kessler Sky tying things up with 4:49 to go in the second period. And about a minute later, it was Ethan Lamoureux with that nice soft touch on the nice Brennan Feasy pass to make it 3-2 Killer Bees. And that is where we stand, folks, after 40 minutes of play. The Killer Bees 3, the Ironmen 2. And we will be back with more Six Nations Ironman hockey. The Northern Premier Hockey League Metropolitan Conference Championship Series, game number 4, when we return in the third period. Thank you again for watching. Welcome back to the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. Darryl Smart along with you for this game number 4 of the Northern Premier Hockey League Metropolitan Conference Championship Series. And of course, this is a best of 5 series. I'm not sure why I was saying best of 7 before, but it is a best of 5. I knew that. So the Alvinston Killer Bees can clinch today with a victory over the Six Nations Ironmen. And if the Six Nations Ironmen are successful in today's game and push a 5th and deciding game, game number 5 will be Sunday at 4:45 at the Brook Alvinston Inwood Community Center in Alvinston tomorrow. So lots of hockey possibly remaining for these two teams. The Alvinston Killer Bees, we saw the Apex Cup in the building. Alvinston Killer Bees want to clinch and avoid a game number 5 on home ice. And the Six Nations Ironmen want to get the victory to live another day, literally. As we're off to the third period, LaForme out to Anderson. Anderson rips it off the pipe. Oh, so close as Brendan Anderson, who has been a little bit quiet, and the Killer Bees have done a really good job of neutralizing Brendan Anderson, one of the top scorers for the Ironmen. But that time he got free off the nice pass by Steve LaForme. And he beat Joseph Raymakers, but he couldn't beat the pipe, the crossbar. Of course, talking about the NPHL, the Capital Conference, game number 5 in that championship series goes tonight with the Manitou Mariners and the Tweed Oil Kings for a 5th and deciding game in Tweed at 7:30 today. And I believe that one is on YouTube as well, so make sure you check that out. Thompson tried to split Anderson in the Brown, but couldn't as the rebound comes out and chipped up. So the Mariners and the Tweed Oil Kings going to a 5th and deciding game, game 1 of that series, 4-1 in favor of the Mariners. Then Tweed came back with a 4-3 victory. 6-4 win for Tweed in game number 3, and game number 4, the Manotick Mariners with a 6-5 victory to force a game number 5 tonight. So good luck to those teams. Definitely says something about the parity of play here and the caliber of play here in the Northern Premier Hockey League when you have both conference finals. Oh, so close. Is Theo Hill now in the corner with it. Mitch Green, the captain, he's going to pick it up and try and clear it out, and does, and hands it off to Theo Hill. Theo with the shot, and that one just goes up high, and Raymaker's going to take a whack at that and dump it in behind the net. Raymakers, again, controlling the puck. Tried to stretch things out for Feezy, but those two couldn't connect as you could see Feezy and Raymakers talking it over, and Raymaker saying, sorry about that, man. Just a little too much sauce on that one, that stretch pass opportunity. Chandler and Mitch Brown in the face-off dot. 3-2. Killer Bees in this game number 4, the Metropolitan Conference Championship Series, the Apex Cup. Lovey goes D to D with King. As King tries to stretch things out to Spence. Spence drops it back to Feezy. Feezy in behind the net. He's going to look to center. Tried to find Gagne on that. Feezy with it. He's going to spin around and shoot. And that one is easily handled by the left mitt of Chris Horebeck, and we're going to have ourselves a face-off to the right of Horebeck. Mitch Brown. This time it's Jamie Shaftsma in the face-off dot. Deep into the Ironman zone. Ironman pick up the loose puck. Off the draw, and Farmer has it. Farmer tries to chip it out, but is blocked by the stick of Gagne. Ratchford Chips it to Brown. Brown has it to Hopkins. Hopkins try to dump it in. Raymakers easily handles that and drops it back to Sleggers, who's harassed by Farmer. He loses the puck. Almost picked up by Brown, but almost not quite as Gagne dumps it in. Farmer deep into his own zone. He's going to try and stretch things out on the chip pass. As Couteau has it, spins around on the blue line and has to group in the neutral zone. Very cautious opening of this third period by the Alvinston Killer Bees. And of course, no harder game to win than the closer. But one to close out. And the Killer Bees could do just that with a victory today, as Raymakers just going to hold on to it and hand it back to McGowan. Couteau starts out with McEwen. Couteau, snapshot off the pipe. Oh, so close to making it 5-3. Or 4-2, sorry. But not quite. Puck out on the blue line. McEwen tries to chip it, and Sukal picks it up. Sukal's going to wind out. Hands it off to Tyler Hill, but forces himself offside, so the Ironmen have to regroup into the neutral zone. Tyler, he's going to spin it around. Fans on the puck, stick check by Feezy. Feezy, Chandler back to Feezy. Feezy couldn't get a handle as Chandler has it into the corner. Chandler, he's going to circle around. There's the shot from up top. Forced wide by a defender. Chandler on the spin. Ratchford picks it up, and Ratchford's going to take it himself. Hands it off to Tyler Hill, out to Laforme. Laforme couldn't finish it on the handles there. Lamoureux, he's got Chandler. Lamoureux, Chandler stutters. Saved by Horebeck. Clip that one, folks. And another save by Chris Horebeck, keeping his team in. Chandler, patience, slides it. And oh, so close again. Tries to use his patience on Horebeck, and Horebeck forced to make another save. Chandler centers. There's the drive from Farlow through a maze. As Bridgeland now has it. Oh, there's a high stick as Tyler Hill tried to chip it to Bridgeland, but it went off the stick of Hill on the high stick, I think they said. Nonetheless, face off just outside the Alvinston zone. Won by the Killer Bees as Sleggers now picks it up and hands it off to McGowan. McGowan, he's going to start things out for the Killer Bees as he tries to dump it and fans on the puck. And the Killer Bees forced by the forecheck of the Ironmen to regroup once again. Theo, he's going to dance in his own zone, try to stretch it out to Kessler Sky, but couldn't. Both teams kind of cautiously playing it out here. As Bridgeland now has it across the blue line. Bridgeland out to Ratchford. Ratchford centers it, tried to find Theo, couldn't connect. Mitch Green keeps it in. The Killer Bees dump it out. Ratchford now with it over the blue line. Theo, he's going to spin around on the blue line. He's going to dump it in deep for Sky. Sky has Hopkins up front. He's going to cycle it in deep. Hopkins wraps around. And Hopkins tried to stick it past Raymakers as Sleggers and Hopkins go at it. Sleggers with a punch. Sleggers again with a punch. He's on top as Hopkins and Sleggers go at it here. As Sleggers to the aid of Raymakers as Hopkins was trying to jump onto the rebound. And both Hopkins and Sleggers going to the box for 5 minutes apiece here. 14 minutes to go in the third period. Let's take a look at that opportunity by the Ironmen that led to the extracurricular activity from Hopkins and Sleggers. Hopkins tried to wrap it around with the extra jab. There it is. Sleggers didn't like that. as he came in, pushed Hopkins aside, and the two combatants went at it like you just saw. So no harm, no foul here as both players out for 5 minutes on the fight, I believe. Looks to be. Puck down in the Killer Bees zone. There's a shot from Skylar Thomas. That gets blocked. Thompson to Couteau. Couteau cuts. There's a save by Hrebeck. There's Couteau and Thompson again. Great two-man play by the pair of Killer Bee forwards. Thwarted again by Chris Hrebeck as Thompson has some words for Mitch Green, and Brendan Thompson says, hey, you want to talk business? McEwen wins the draw for the Killer Bees. As Thompson gets it along the right side. Thompson's met by Anderson. And of course, that's an extension of the conversation from the last exchange had. A nice job by the officials. Kind of letting them play and giving a warning and saying, hey, next time we're going to hand out some penalties, but let's settle it down here, boys. McEwen with it. He goes up to the point, tries to find Lovey. He has to turn around and regroup. Lovey's stretch pass attempt goes all the way down for an icing call. With 13:28 to go here in the third period. LaForme and McEwen in the face-off dot here. LaForme wins the draw, but possession in favor of the Killer Bees, who happily just dumped that puck out. And we're going to have another face-off, this time to the right of Raymakers. McEwen, LaForme on the draw. Possession in favor of the Killer Bees on that face-off. It's LaForme with the big hit. This time on Lovey as the scrum ensues in the corner. LaForme trying to break the puck loose. Puck comes loose, and Tyler Hill and Thompson now at it. Thompson and Hill in the quarter collide. As Couteau picks it up along the boards. Couteau checked off the puck by Anderson as Tyler Hill now has it. There's a quick snapshot, and that one off the shoulder of Raymakers. LaForme picks it up in the corner. There's a centering pass. There's a quick shot from Tyler Hill. That one through the maze. And now into the corner. Thompson picks it up. He's knocked off the puck by Anderson. As the Killer Bees grab the puck and shoot it all the way down for an ice. As the Killer Bees, very confident in their face-off prowess, just dumping the puck down and trying to bog things down. And again, like we said earlier in the game, the free-flowing nature of hockey is in the favor of the Ironmen, and the fewer whistles there are, the better chance the Ironmen have, as there's an offside call. Yeah, the Ironmen, if the action is free-flowing and there's a good flow to the game, the Ironmen, with their speed and size, do a great job, and it usually is advantage Ironmen when the game is like that. So the Killer Bee is very content and just kind of slowing this one down just a tad and trying to kill off the clock here as they're trying to kill off the clock to an Apex Cup victory here. Chandler. Sky tips it into the zone. He tries to shoot it, but is checked off the puck by McGowan. Chandler picks it up. He's all over the place and dumps it all the way down as Sukal and Feezy have to race after it. Feezy tries to wrap around, but couldn't as Sukal met him, and so did Hrebeck. Theo Hill now with it. Crosses the blue line. He's got Sky and Bridgeland with him. Bridgeland on the backhand. There's the shot. That stopped by Raymakers. And we're going to have another whistle, this time to the right of Joseph Raymakers. This has been a fantastic series, folks. And a hat off to the Six Nations Ironmen and the Alvinston Killer Bees. There's a quick spin around shot from Farmer, and that just goes wide. Mitch Green and Chris Horebeck communicate, and Horebeck gets it, but it's been an absolute pleasure to watch these games, and obviously this one's going to be our last game here at the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center for the season. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you. Hopefully, if you're an Ironman fan, there's one more left in Alvinston. But this will be our last game, but it's been a pleasure, and hopefully we can bring it to you again next season. Ironman, that's Mitch Brown with it. He's going to dump it down deep. The Raymakers is forced to play it. Lovey tries to clear, and once again, the Alvinston Killer Bees very content on icing the puck here and kind of muddying this game down to almost a halt. Ironmen really need to win a draw here and just get some sustained action here. Spence wins the draw against LaForme as the puck goes around, and Spence is going to pick it up in his own end. Spence in the neutral zone. He's going to cross over to the blue line. Toe drag between his legs. There's a quick shot, and that one goes wide. Nifty individual effort by Spence. It's the puck now deep in the Ironman zone. Anderson chips it up to LaForme. Now back into the Ironman zone as Thompson is the lone Killer Bee pursuing things out. You can really see the strategy here of the Killer Bees. One man in. They're going to dump it out, dump it in, have one man in on the forecheck, and just clog up this neutral zone for the next 10 minutes and 23 seconds, or at least they're going to attempt to here with the 3-2 lead in game number 4, this possible clincher for the Killer Bees. Of course, the Ironmen trying to extend this best-of-5 series to tomorrow. Game 5 is tomorrow, Easter Sunday. Mitch Green, the captain, crossing his own blue line, and he's going to stretch things out to Ratchford. Ratchford, shot and a save by Raymakers. And guess what, folks? We're going to have ourselves another whistle. Again, I think this is part of the strategy for the Killer Bees. Smart strategy at that. Not giving the Ironmen a chance to kind of soar on their own rink here, just by bogging things down here. Sky, there's a 50-50, won by the Ironmen. Ratchford tried to hand it off to Theo Hill, but they couldn't connect, and the puck goes deep into the Ironman zone once again. Just under 10 to go here in the third period. Ratchford's got it. He's going to pass it out. The Sky pursues. Raymakers in behind his net. He plays the puck very well. Of course, OHL experience, professional hockey experience. Joseph Raymakers. So you got a good goaltender behind you, but this strategy by the Killer Bees. The Ironmen have to try to do something here to move the puck away from the mud here. 9:38 to go. Killer Bees win the draw once again. They try to break out of their own zone. Chantler spins around, puts the puck, and the puck hits a Killer Bees glove, and that's going to be another face-off. Should count the number of face-offs in this third period. Mitch Brown, Jacob Chantler on the center ice dot. Won by the Ironmen. Feezy has it now. Feezy, he's going to wrist it, and that one off the blocker of Hrebeck. Another shot attempt. There's a centering attempt. Chandler again with the shot, and that one just goes wide. Chandler in behind the net. There's a quick shot. That one off the stick of King. That one goes off a stick and wide and high, and got ourselves another face-off, this time deep into the Six Nations Ironman zone. 9:02 to go here in regulation. Chandler Laforme in the dot. Big face-off here, folks. Possession won by the Killer Bees. There's a quick shot. Scores! Brendan Feasy with the goal. And the Alvinston Killer Bees with a 4-2 lead with 8:56 to go. Let's take a look at the replay on this one. And again, big face-off win. They get the loose puck. Puck comes loose, and a big shot from number 89, Brendan Feasy. And the Alvinston Killer Bees with the 2-goal lead now. If you're an Ironman fan, or if you're Ryan Davis, the head coach of this Ironman team, you got to just tell your guys to keep on going. This one is not over yet. Goals have been at a premium, but boy, oh boy, nothing more can happen when you put the puck on net. And there's a perfect example of Raymakers with the glove save as he plays it to just keep the clock going. There's a shot from Gagne. That one goes wide of Hrebeck's glove. Lovey with it. He's going to chip it out. Met by Sky. As the Ironmen now try to get deep into the Alvinston zone. Slaggers and Theo Hill battling for it. Now Spence with it. Spence with the outlet pass to Thompson. Thompson's going to try and split the D here. And can't. Sukol with a nice defensive effort. Bridgeland tried to drop it back to Theo, but they couldn't. Puck along the boards and the battle ensues. Couteau, he clears it. Couteau with it again, now into the Ironman zone. Couteau on the right side. He's going to spin around. Theo with it, tries to use his body to corral the puck, and he is going to lose the puck as well. Sukol tries to clear, gets it through Couteau's stick and in the neutral zone. Again, Alvinston regrouping here. Sukol now has it. Onside, Sukol out to Brown. Brown shot, that one, rebound, saved by Raymakers again. Take a look at the replay on that one as Mitch Brown and Isaac Sukol play a good two-man game here as split the D. And a great shot and a great save by Raymakers, and off the great shot of Mitch Brown. You can hear the Alvinston crowd, let's go Bees, as the Six Nations crowd will counter with that for sure. Killer Bees clear the puck out. Now deep into the Ironman zone, the captain, Mitch Green, he's going to lose it. Feasy, he's in the corner, he's going to try and spin off Ratchford, but can't, as Brown chips it out and over the glass with 6:51 to go here in the third period. Feasy and Ratchford exchanging words, and of course everybody's kind of smiling a little bit. The sportsmanship in this series has been fantastic. Not really much in the scrap department, not like the last round of the playoffs. Lamoureux with it. Lamoureux, he tries to corral. Oh, there's a big pad save by Hrebeck. Looked like he was going to try the Michigan, then opted to wrap around. There's Brendan Anderson, shot, rebound. Saved by Raymakers, and Raymakers vacates the crease area. Ratchford has words with him now. They're trying to get under Raymaker's skin. I don't think that's going to happen. As Raymakers just kind of walking away from the scrum after Steve LaForme was trying to pick up the loose puck. Another face-off, this time to the right of Raymakers. Chandler and LaForme in the dot. Finally, they drop the puck, and McGowan's going to rim it all the way around. Ratchford meets the puck at the blue line, keeps it in. Anderson, attempted shot. He's stick-checked off the puck. The Killer Bees, again, just gingerly dump it down into the Ironman zone. No icing on that one, just a dump in. Raymakers, who plays the puck very well. He's going to rim it around the boards himself. Green, there's a shot. That one off the side of the net as Ratchford now has it. There's a redirect from Green. That looks like Grant Spence is on one knee right now. He looks like he favoring the neck area in a collision. As the trainer was told to stay back onto the bench. He had a couple steps on there. 5:57 to go here in regulation time. Alvinston Killer Bees 4, Six Nations Ironmen 2. Darryl Smart, Ben Hill bringing you the action here on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page. Again, thanks for joining us. And again, make sure to like and subscribe and all that fun algorithm stuff. And give us a like, and hopefully we'll be back for more Ironman action next season. McEwen, his shot, that one stopped by the paddle of Horebeck as the puck deflected out into the bench area, and Tyler Hill looking to the officials and trying to get it into the Alvinston zone. Instead, we're going to be at center ice for this one. McEwen, Theo Hill on the draw. 5:38 to go. Ironman trailing by a pair and in possession of the puck in their own zone. Sukel's going to get it. Goes D to D. Jake Brown, but that's intercepted by Couteau, who just gingerly dumps it into the zone. Sukel, he's going to try cross the blue line, but is checked off the puck by Couteau. The battle ensues, and Bridgeland has it, and out to Sky. Sky, one hand on his stick. He's going to try and center it at Bridgeland, and Bridgeland tried to get a stick on it. And Raymakers was there with the paddle down and the butterfly, as we're going to take a look at the replay on this one. Again, goal scoring at a premium in this one. Both goaltenders playing fantastic right now. 5:04 to go, third period. Theo Hill in the face-off dot with Chandler as Lamoureux wins it. And guess what, folks? We've got ourselves another face-off. This third period has come to a molasses-like flow to it. Face-off won by the Killer Bees once again. Feezy up with it. He's going to cross the red or the blue line. He's going to wrist shot. That goes well wide. McGowan meets it, and he's going to be happy to dump it in. There's a centering pass out to Lamoureux. Lamoureux is just going to keep it and tie it up along the boards. Lamoureux checked off the puck. The battle ensues. Feezy with it. There's a redirect from Lamoureux and a big save by Horebeck. Giveaway. Chandler with the shot. Feezy with the shot as Bridgeland is tied up. It looks like Feezy's going to come in there, but that was Lamoureux and Bridgeland kind of tied up in front of Horebeck. So 4:15 to go, or 4:17 to go, sorry, in this third period. Alvinston, a chance to win their first championship. Ironmen try to have something to say about that in the late going here in the third period. Farmer tries to chip it out and does. Mitch Brown with it, and he could get a handle on it. And Lovey tries to get it out. Spence now with it across the blue line. Spence, he's going to snap it, and that one goes wide, and there's Shaftsma fans on it, and Mitch Brown now down the right side. Mitch Brown stops, pops, tries to find Farmer, but can't. There's a centering shot off the stick of Ratchford, and that one just goes wide of Raymakers. Boy, oh boy, that was a close one. As Ratchford with the shot and the centering pass from Farmer in behind the net, but he just couldn't connect. As you could hear the Alvinston fans, they've come far, and it looks like Ryan Davis, the head coach of this Six Nations Ironman team, is going to call a timeout. Good time to call a timeout here. You're down a couple of goals. 3:40 to go, third period. Your season's on the line. So time to draw something up, try and get that sustained pressure into the Alvinston zone. Meanwhile, down to the other end. Joe Rombout's giving a little bit of instruction to his team there, as they're just trying to hold off here. As let's see, Fulcher and Raymakers, the two goaltenders for the Killer Bees, exchanging a chuckle. Like when the goaltenders are loose like that. Tyler Hill wins the draw, hands it off. There's a one-time from Anderson. Rebound comes out, and Tyler Hill almost corrals it, but can't. Shapsma, open net, Horebeck in favor of the extra attacker. We're a 6-on-5 here. Ratchford up top. It's desperation time for the Six Nations Ironmen with 6-on-5 here. As they're going to try and pull out all the stops here to try and inch their way back to tying this one. 3:22 to go. Tyler Hill on the draw. He's got Stephen Laforme, Theo Hill, Brendan Anderson, Mitch Green, and Ratchford on the blue line. There's a chip. That one from Feezy. And now Spence has it. Spence, he's going to spin around. Oh, nice save by the captain, Mitch Green. Off the stick of Chandler. Anderson down to the other end. He's going to try and get it on. And a nice play by Raymakers. Instead of covering it up, he's going to feed it off. Spence now with it. Spence shoots, scores on the empty netter. And it looks like that is the insurance marker to the fanfare of the Alvinston Killer Bees fans. And they've come in droves, and you can see in the corner there, there's an Alvinston Killer Bees flag with a lit up hockey stick. That's pretty cool. But again, 2:51 to go here in regulation. Almost a foregone conclusion here. Still time to go. Don't count this Six Nations Ironman team out, that's for certain. A great effort. Both teams putting on a great display of hockey during this series. As McGowan tries to rim it out. Couteau has it. He's going to chip it out, but can't. As Theo Hill keeps it in. Sukol chips it on the cycle to Terry Bridgeland, but can't. As the Killer Bees, you can hear them hold it, as they're very content on just holding the puck. And they've played a fantastic third period here, folks. The Killer Bees have played their game plan almost to perfection here. Just giving the Ironmen absolutely nothing to play with, trying to just almost put this game down to a screeching halt. With 1:54 to go, 1:52 to go here in the third period. But they've played this third period to perfection, just not allowing the Ironmen to skate, quite frankly. because that's when the Ironmen are at their best, when they're flowing and they're skating fast. And the Killer Bees doing a great job of just neutralizing that, icing the puck, just keeping the puck to themselves, dumping it in. And again, having Joseph Raymakers back there making the saves. And then anytime he gobbles the puck up, if it's safe, he's very smart and just plays the puck and keeps the clock ticking as Josh Slegers has the puck in behind the net. Slegers. Farmer on the backhand to Brown. Skylar Thomas chips it in. Farmer in pursuit. Sukel's going to grab it. Dump it back in deep into the Killer Bees zone. Shaftsma tips it up to Spence. Spence and Shaftsma together. Out to Shaftsma. Shaftsma, he's going to try and find Spence, but can't. As we're reaching the 1 minute mark here in regulation, as Sukel loses the puck. Ryan Gagne, he's going to pass it to McEwen. But McEwen was oh so close, but oh so offside on that one. But again, let's tip your cap off to the Six Nations Ironmen. Inaugural season, and again, like we said, first time Senior A hockey has been back to Six Nations of the Grand River since the late 1990s. The Oswegan Riverhawks had some great teams back there. Again, had a cup of coffee with them. Used to practice when I played Junior B with the Golden Eagles. But it's great to see Senior A hockey back here on Six Nations of the Grand River, and I think this team has an amazing base to work on right now. They've gotten to the final. They've come a couple wins away from winning it all in their first season, so that says it all. Of course, Darryl Anderson, tip of the cap to him. Executive of the Year in the Metropolitan Conference, and Ryan Davis, the Coach of the Year. As the clock winds out, and you can hear the crowd. There's 10 seconds left in this one. And for the first time in history, the Alvinston Killer Bees are NPHL Metropolitan Conference champions. As players from the bench and in the locker room area, they're all dressed and come out onto the ice. All three goaltenders. And the Alvinston Killer Bees, congratulations to them, winning the Apex Cup. And we'll hang around and watch the presentations. Hopefully the backs aren't turned to us. But again, hats off to the Alvinston Killer Bees on a phenomenal season. Of course, their storied battles over the years in other Senior A hockey leagues with the Strathroy Jets and the Petrolia Jets and whatnot. And they have finally reached the top of the mountain in the Senior A hockey world with the Metropolitan Conference Championship. And again, looking at the Six Nations Ironmen, so much to build on, folks. So much to build on with this team. The great goaltending of Tim Porter and Chris Horebeck all season long. Derek Mitchell in there as well. They've got a solid base between the pipes. You got the likes of Isaac Sukel, Mitch Green, Jacob Brown, and so on the blue line, which is a fantastic base to work on. Ratchford included in there. And then up front, you've got Brendan Anderson, one of the top scorers in this league, one of the premier players in Northern Premier Hockey League. Brendan Anderson, Tyler Hill, Theo Hill, the list goes on. So this is something to build on for the Six Nations Ironmen, that's for sure, as it's always great to see the two teams shaking hands at the end of things. These two teams really battled hard. And it's a little bit of a lesson for this Six Nations Ironman team. I really hope that the Ironmen kind of stay out here and watch the celebration a little bit. and kind of soak it in and see what it looks like to win an NPHL Metropolitan Conference Championship. As the teams shake hands, and again, NPHL almost done. The Capital Conference Championship, that one's going to go tonight between the Manotick Mariners and the Tweed Oil Kings. That one is going to be at 7:30. So right about the time when this game is uploaded onto YouTube, you'll be able to watch the Oil Kings and the Mariners play, and then cap it off, and you watch the replay of this game here on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page. As I'm not sure we have a public address announcer, to be honest with you. So we'll play it by ear as the Ironmen are at center ice, thanking the fans for a memorable season. And again, you got to remember, this is the first-year team. This is, again, we said it again, lots to build on here. And I don't think we're going to have an announcer here. I think he's left the building, so we're going to have a quiet celebration here as we keep on watching the celebrations here, the Apex Cup in hand. That's McEwen. James McEwen accepting the trophy here. And there it is, folks, the Apex Cup. The very first ever Apex Cup belongs to the Alvinston Killer Bees. Congratulations to them as they begin to celebrate. They're going to take a lap around the ice here. Everybody's going to take a lap around the ice. That's Alex Cunningham. And again, they're giving the trophy to some of the guys that weren't dressed, which is fantastic. Good tribute to those guys putting in the work as well all season long. And they're just going to give it to the guys that haven't played, which is a great tribute. You don't see that often, and it's nice to see. But again, the Alvinston Killer Bees with a fantastic season. We're talking about this franchise all season long is kind of one of the, as we headed into things, and if there was a model to copy off of, there it is. To the coach. If there's a model to live by in NPHL, we were saying that before the season started. If the Ironmen want to copy a recipe, it would be the Killer Bees. The Killer Bees, phenomenal team, front to back, as well as fan support. Of course, they have the bus. You could see the fans who rode the bus cheering their team on here. Well, what a season it was, that's for certain. And again, congratulations to the Alvinston Killer Bees for winning the first ever Apex Cup, the Northern Premier Hockey League Metropolitan Conference Championship. And they defeat the Six Nations Ironmen in 4 games. So as the Killer Bees continue to celebrate, we're going to sign off, I think. My name, thank you very much again for joining us all season long. And again, let's give props to the other teams around NPHL for broadcasting their games. I know some were live streams, some were recorded. We couldn't quite get there with the stream because of the power of the internet. Hopefully next year with the internet coming to the Six Nations of the Grand River, we'll be able to get that to you. But nonetheless, It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you Six Nations Ironman hockey all season long in their inaugural season, and hopefully we'll be able to do it again next year. For my good buddy Ben Hill, my name is Darryl Smart, and again, make sure you check out Six Nations Chiefs lacrosse action, senior A lacrosse action in the MSL. That begins in May, and Darryl Smart Media will be giving you those games, and it'll be on Flow again. It'll be on Flow for the first time, but you'll be able to watch the highlights on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page. But again, thank you again. Let's give a thanks to Blair, Darryl, Alicia, and the rest of the Six Nations Ironman crew for bringing us along on this ride. It's been a dandy, and we really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be back next year. For Ben, I'm Darryl. We will see you next season. Thank you again for watching.